we're gonna get into it. Give me a second. Let me shuffle and do what I do. Starting to realize how you've kind of been getting in your own way when it comes to creating the life of your dreams or creating the life that you want, and that starts with your stability. So you're kind of realizing that there are some things that you were taking on because you thought it's better to just have your foot in a lot of things than to have nothing going on at all. And you realize all that did was cause you burnout and kind of give you a brain fog about what it is you're trying to do. You were forgetting your whys, and you're finally realizing that, and you're letting go of all the shit that you've been carrying. Like, it's really a person coming out of burnout, you know, coming out of burnout and self-sabotage in a way where there have been some hard pills to swallow, and you're accepting of that. This has a lot to do with a mental battle, you know, battling your thoughts and the way you perceive things. Maybe some real like mental health. Like, you could be starting therapy. You could be in a peer support group. You could have a better group of friends, But there is something that is really giving you the mental clarity that's needed to properly communicate your thoughts and feelings and get clear about what it is that you want with this stability. People want like success and finances and material things, but they don't really have a why. There's people, they'll say like, I just want $1 million. They have absolutely no idea what they want to do with the $1 million. They just want it. It sounds good. You've also probably had to fight for your recognition. Like, you're very qualified, you're very certified, you very much know what you're doing. But there could have been others in the workplace or in your personal life that were really doubting you and questioning you and where you're at and what you're supposed to be doing. And that shit was like really getting the best of you, It was really creating that imposter syndrome bullshit, which it's like you're becoming very aware of the obstacles, and instead of seeing it in a way where it's like, this is fucking me up, this is fucking me up, this is holding me back, you're looking at what's needed. Like, what is missing? What do you need to get to where you're going, instead of what are the things that are stopping me and holding me back. It's kind of like moving out of a victim mentality into like, someone who's in control. You're in control of your life. So now you can actually recognize, you can see all of the opportunities that you actually have. You couldn't see them before because everything was happening to you, You weren't seeing like where you can take some of your power back in terms of what is going on in your fucking life. Because of that, there are several opportunities, and it's important for you to now discern with this newfound information, to discern which ones are really for you, which ones will bring things into fruition, which opportunities will you be seen fully and wholly and valued. But not in a way where you're overthinking, but in a way where you're just in the present and you're taking action, okay? There's a lot of energy about just fucking taking action. These are fresh beginnings. I'm telling you, like, people don't know nothing about you. They don't know your past. There's less preconceived notions. They just see your strengths and what you've done and the work you've put in. And I really, back of the deck, 9 of Swords reverse, Yeah, I really like this because it's like, shit is just gonna, like, what's that saying? Roll. It's like water off a duck's back. Like, that's how shit is. Shit used to really bother you and like antagonize you mentally. You could also, you maybe could have done like a cleanse or like a road opener. Yeah. All paths lead to Rome. All paths, I don't know what the fuck that is. I don't know what y'all talking about. Something up like that. But yeah, it's not, you're not gonna be pressed anymore. And like, in like this mental suffering, this mental agony with bullshit just living in your head rent free. And why? Because you're just doing what the fuck needs to be done. You're getting out of the head, you're getting into the body, okay? And you're having the stability. People say money doesn't create happiness, right? Money doesn't buy happiness, but it does buy you the tools you need to have a better quality life, right? And yeah, that's why you're not going to be all up in your head and feeling like woe is me anymore, because you are securing the bag, you are securing the stability, you are able to save, you are able to pour into yourself instead of others. Like, there's this energy of like pouring into other people, like, because that's just who you are, but then also like being frustrated when they don't pour back into you, when they don't give to you. And that's unnecessary. You're realizing like where you pour your energy and your time is so fucking important. Yeah. Some of you guys could be continuing education, doing a training, getting a certificate, and that is what is taking you to this next level. So if that's something you've been thinking about, that is your next path. It'll bring you more into the expert field, into the mastery field, you know. Yeah, that development, because this is going to require you to make a decision on how you show up, and not in general, you know, not in your personal life, but how do you want to show up, like in the areas where you're making money, you know. And I feel like you could be someone who masks, right? Or code switches a lot, right? Or feel like you have to show up in a way that doesn't feel fulfilling and authentic to you. But this is saying like you're supposed to show up fully and wholly, you know. That is the environment you're supposed to be in. An environment where you're able to show up in all ways and not be boxed in. It's important for you to not feel boxed in. And those people and those companies and, you know, even your own self, like, there's the scales are coming into balance. There's the consequences are coming. And if there was actual malicious intent behind some of the decisions, thoughts, and ideas people had about you and towards you, then that's going to come into balance, you know. And you're going to be on the receiving end, like, in a good way. For example, somebody could throw an evil eye at you, but then when it gets to you, right, you receive an opportunity, you receive a spiritual epiphany, you know. So that's the kind of vibe. It's the magician is not even out here, but it's very much giving alchemy, right? The tables are turning, things are working in your favor. You have really broken down those mental barriers in a way where you are so fucking present and you are taking the risk. You're kind of like psyching yourself out. You're making the move before you even have enough time to overthink it. And it's beautiful. It's very fierce. It's very like a flame, you know? I like this. It feels like I'm that bitch because I motherfucking says so. Like that's what it's feeling like. I'm gonna stop it here. We run out of time anyway. But if you want to book a personal, the link is in my bio. It's not in this bio, but it's on my main page. I'll tag it. And DC.